What's going on, boys? I've seen so many guys just wearing their shoes and socks improperly and completely ruining a great outfit. It drives me absolutely crazy when I see it out and about, and I know girls are feeling absolutely the same way and probably getting the ick almost immediately. So in this video, I'm gonna go over exactly what styles to avoid and ultimately which socks to pair with which outfits and just set you up hopefully for success. Okay, I'm gonna keep things really simple for you guys, and there's really just two basic sock types that you need. So the first one's gonna be your classic no-show sock. I think this is your absolute safest bet, and your other option is gonna be just a nice plain crew sock. Both of those are gonna be very wearable in pretty much any situation, but there are still some ways that you can mess that up. Now, when it comes to your classic no-show sock, honestly, I think that is just a safe bet almost every single time. When it comes to winter, obviously, if it's really cold, you're probably not gonna wanna wear a no-show sock and just wear a tube sock, and I think that's gonna be a good look. But when it comes to summer, and especially wearing shorts, I feel is when you can really mess up wearing socks altogether. So if I had to just go in any direction, honestly, the safest play is always just a no-show sock. A no-show sock. That is definitely a tongue twister. But anyway, definitely stick with that style. And the reason for that is, depending on if it's more of a casual or slightly dressed up look, a tube sock probably is not gonna fit the overall aesthetic. Like for me personally, I would never wear a tube sock with some chinos and a nice camp collar shirt. Now, if I wore the same outfit with a no-show sock, I think it just looks way better. And then additionally, if you went on the flip side and wore more of an athletic look, which I will definitely show here for you guys, I think a tube sock looks great in this scenario. But at the same time, you can also get away with wearing a no-show, and that's why I think reverting to the no-show sock more times than not is gonna be your safest play. They're not expensive, they're not hard to get. Another thing with no-shows is that I would try to color coordinate your shoes with the color of sock that you have as well. So for example, if I'm wearing a white shoe, that I'm gonna wear a lighter color sock, so preferably gray or white would be even better. And then if it's a darker shoe, go ahead and wear a black sock, just so that when you're seeing the sock, it really doesn't even look like you're wearing one altogether, even though obviously you are. That would be pretty gross. Now, I just got a nice 6-pack from Amazon that I will link below in the description. They're super cheap, and I've had them for well over a year. They've held up really great, and they never like slide down, so I'm not having to adjust them because there's this little rubber piece in the back of the sock, which is just really nice. And the seams as well are not uncomfortable when you're wearing them on a shoe. I know how annoying that can be. So I think they're a great sock. They're super cheap and they go with everything. So honestly, I am gonna be buying another pack of these soon, just because I find I wear and go through them so much. Okay, now for tube socks. I think going with just a plain, nice white tube sock is the best way to go. Now, I would recommend actually just going to Target, and I think their brand is like Good and Father or Good and Gather or something like that. But I'll link to that as well below, and they're only like $18 or something, but they're actually so soft, like really comfortable. A great sock. I'm really happy I got them, and they look really white. They've held up over multiple washes as well. And that's also something to keep in mind with a high sock or a crew sock, is that you're definitely gonna wanna switch it out if they do start to become faded. So just make sure that you are washing them with like colors and whites as well. Now, when it comes to your high socks, definitely do not pull them up all the way. It's just a really odd look. You wanna bunch them up just a little bit, and I think that's probably the safest bet as well. It just looks good and not disproportionate in terms of how high the sock is on your legs. So just be a little bit cognizant of that. Another tip for high socks is obviously if you're wearing a high top shoe, 100% of the time you need to be wearing a high sock as well. Don't go and wear a low sock. It just looks super odd in my opinion. So I think that's another safe bet, and honestly a must have and a must do when you're wearing high top shoes. Now, this has all been very straightforward and very simple, but I'm telling you, like, this can really make or break an outfit. Now, if you wanted to add just a little bit of color into your outfit, I would recommend going over to Uniqlo. They have a wide range of options, and I think that's a really fun way to just step up your overall style in terms of adding some color in there. Because for me personally, I just prefer to stick to neutrals. I think it's the safest bet and allows you to mix and match pretty much any item in your wardrobe. But if you did want to throw some color in there, then I think that sock option is a great look, and it is still just a plain, clean look. So I think it's pretty hard still to mess up. Now, one key call out and one huge thing that I think you need to avoid is wearing mid socks or even socks that just show slightly. I don't exactly know what you would call them, but this is what I'm thinking about when I think of a sock that is messed up and worn time and time again. And like when I look at the outfit, I'm just like, no, bro, like what are you doing? Don't do that. So I would just highly recommend avoiding this type of sock altogether. I get it, maybe it's really comfortable for you and you've always worn them, and I absolutely understand that. And if this is you, then I'm sorry, I'm not calling you out. I'm just telling you and trying to help you out that it's just not a good look. Like, please, please, please avoid that. So again, I know this is really, really simple, but I'm telling you guys, I've seen so many good outfits go by the wayside because of how the sock and shoe combination was just absolutely off. And I know girls are immediately gonna see it and just cringe a little bit and really, really not love it. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. I would greatly appreciate it. And other than that, I will see you guys on next week's video.